Oh, that's what I'll do. And can you hear me? Can you hear me? I see a wall. Okay, good. Can you hear me, though? Hearing, yes. Okay, hearing, yes. You can see my screen. Okay. All right. All right. Hold on. I've almost got it figured out. I've got 1 more minute. Can't wait to see what Carrie has in store for us today. You guys, it's gonna be delicious. Okay, so you can hear me and you see my display screen. Okay, good, good. Okay. Alrighty. Yes, we can hear and see a screen. Okay, good. All right. Okay. I'm recording. I'm streaming. You guys, remember, this is the first time I've ever done this. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Yes. Okay. All right. Sweet. Sweet. Okay. I think we're all systems go. You guys, check this out. I got this suit off of Amazon. Wait, 1 second. Okay. Yes. You got it. You guys, welcome to my product reveal. I hope that worked out as well as I'm hoping it did. Just checking one more time. Is everyone hearing me? Yes. Good. Everyone's seeing me. Good. All right, great. Okay. All right, everyone. Welcome to my first Founders Call live stream, as well as the product reveal for my next Kickstarter campaign. First of all, thank you guys officially for blocking out your calendar and be willing to jump on this call and kind of talk about the next couple of weeks and the launch. So first off, I have a ton of people blowing up the comments thread, which is awesome. Where are we all coming from? I have someone said that they were from Ogden. We got anyone from the East Coast, West Coast, Atlanta, Georgia, London, Philadelphia, Colorado, Canada, Memphis, Georgia, United Kingdom. Guys, awesome. Okay, we've got people from everywhere. Israel. Dang. Panama. That's dedication. I know. From London? That's what I was thinking. Austria? Israel? You guys, this is so great. Okay, all right. Well, everyone, welcome to my live stream. So I'm just going to get right into it. So I told you guys this was going to be 30 minutes. I blocked it out for 45 minutes so that when we hit the 30-minute cutoff, if everyone wants to leave, they can. And then I'm just going to have like a 15-minute, basically like a Q&A with everyone afterwards to answer any questions you guys have. So I've got my little like table of contents right here on a screen you guys can't see. I'm just going to kind of be reverting back to that just to make sure that I stay on track. But the first thing is, why am I hosting this? Okay, so the first reason is because I really love connecting with the community. I really love this way of interacting with the community, and I've never done it before. I've always been on the sidelines where I'm commenting and I'm watching someone else kind of interact with the entire audience. And so the first reason is because I just wanted to do it, right? Second reason is this is a product that actually came from the community, right? So let's give us a little bit of a context or background. So the first product that I launched were camera accessory products, so the lens caps, and then it went on to camera straps and lens hoods and body caps for camera bodies. And then eventually I did Waterbear screen cleaners, right? And those did really, really great. And then I did my first trade show and I demoed the Waterbear screen cleaners to hundreds of people. And it was one person that I ended up interacting with that said, hey, look, like if you made these in larger sizes, tweaked the blend a little, made it so that it worked for all these different other surfaces, made them bigger, changed the colors, and then made them so that they worked on all these surfaces, I think you'd have like a really, really great idea. And that's how Jiffies were born, right? And since the launch of the Kickstarter campaign for Jiffies, I have come up with lots of fun patterns and designs. And I've been exploring a lot of a manufacturing term that's called vertical integration. Basically, you have all the equipment in-house so that you're able to manufacture and produce the products, and you're not beholden to a factory or a certain supplier because you're vertically integrated. You can do everything from concept all the way to mass production and fulfillment. And I had a lot of different clients around the world that were asking about large orders of the Jiffies that they could customize for themselves, right? So they would get them for their brands, and they would hand them out at trade shows and stuff. And I thought, man, this is actually really, really cool that I could create custom branded screen cleaners, and I could do it as like this neat, novel promo item that people would actually keep and use, right? It's great for the businesses. It's great for the people that receive the giveaways. But there was always this part of me that likes to connect one-on-one and be part of like a community. And direct to consumer or D2C has always been more fascinating and interesting than that of B2B for me. And so I kept talking with other people about this idea of like, hey, could I customize them? And I kept having these random conversations with people where people would tell me things like, oh man, if you could customize these for myself, that would be really, really great. Or, man, I would love to put like a funny quote on them, right? And I would look back on it and go, the challenge with something like that is the personalization for them is very intricate. And you have to have the certain kind of setup and the certain kind of equipment in order to do so. But I don't even know if there's really demand for something like that. So I'm just going to kind of put it off on the back burner, and I'm going to continue with, B2B custom branded screen cleaners. And then I kind of like had this idea that started to happen, which is, I have it written right here, so I'm just going to read it. Most personalized products aren't really useful. Okay, they serve some kind of need, but people attach and keep personalized items because of the sentimental value and because of the emotional attachment that they have with the product, right? So you'll customize a coffee mug, right? And you'll put your name on it, or in mine is the initial of my last name. People will customize hat and clothing, right? How often are you actually wearing the same hat, every single day? The hat also competes with all of my other hats. The same thing with clothing. I mean, we even get to the point where we personalize blankets and other stuff around the house. And they're useful in some circumstances, but we really keep them because they're personalized, they're sentimental, and they're something close to us, right? So most personalized items aren't very useful. Most useful products aren't very personal. And so here's my hypothesis. My hypothesis is I've been mulling over this idea that if I could invent something that was both sentimental and genuinely useful, it would be a good thing and it would be worth building. But I want to always, like I've done in the past, make sure that I've pitched it and broadcasted it to a community of other people to be able to like determine if there is sufficient demand for this idea before putting forth all of this effort and actually moving forward with it. Then a woman named Ariana came into my life. And this happened last week, guys. Okay, this wasn't like a month or two ago. This is like 5-6 days ago, right? And let's see. Okay, I'm just making sure that like nothing's getting, okay, everyone's still commenting, but it's not because of like audio or visual issues. Okay, all right. So I built out custom branded screen cleaners. I have a social media account for it. I've been posting every single day these videos answering these very specific questions. What's the lead time? What's the minimum order quantity? What can I change? Can I customize the packaging and all this different stuff? And a lady reached out to me 5 or 6 days ago, and it was through text. She texts me and she says, hey, I'm interested in custom branded screen cleaners. And so my usual response to those questions are, great, what kind of pack style are you looking at and how many are you thinking of ordering? And her response to me was, oh, I'm not really interested in getting them for my business. I'm really interested in doing them for like personal use. And 5 or 6 days ago, I was in this weird spot, like mentally, spiritually, and it was really trying to decide, like, what am I trying to do here? What am I really trying to do? Like, what is the course of action that I should take? Should I continue hard with this custom branded screen cleaners, B2B route? Or is it something completely different, has nothing to do with inventing? And I kept getting pulled back to this idea of smaller batches, smaller quantities, and they're personalized. And so when Ariana texted me this and she said that, right, I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know who this person is. I still hadn't asked her name at this point, but I thought, you know what? I'm just going to be myself. I'm just going to respond to her via text, and I'm going to say, like, hey, look, I think this might be a huge prompting from God or the universe. And I would, that like, you're helping me make this decision, and I would love to jump on a call with you if you're available, if you're willing, to have me ask more questions. Okay, this lady ends up jumping on a call with me like 2 hours later. She's like, and on that same day, right? So it went just from like random text to we jump on a 30-minute call together, and I pick her brain about why she wants these. And I have right here, she wants to put photos of her nieces and nephews on them and to be able to hand it out to her parents, right? Which would be her grandparent, which would be her nieces and nephews' grandparents, right? And she said something during the call that I thought was like, oh my gosh, like I never thought of it that way. She imagined putting it on her like a personalized Jiffy, right? On next to the touchscreen in her car, right? Because it cleans touchscreens. And then also one on her laptop and her phone. And she said, I'd rather look at my nephew every day than a random design next to my screen. And so my feeling is that like personalized products justify themselves emotionally. And because they hold that sentimental value, we keep them even though they don't actually have a ton of utility, right? They don't have a ton of use outside of their very specific use, which is pulling out the cup when we need a drink on the specific special occasion. But we keep useful products, and useful products justify themselves logically by how often, how impactful, and how frequently they solve inconveniences within our lives. They solve problems within our lives on a frequent and impactful basis. That's why we keep useful products, right? So we keep personalized products because we can justify them emotionally. We keep useful products because we can justify them logically. And so the product reveal is custom Jiffies can do both, right? So right here we have a picture of my son, Leo. This is like 2 years ago, but this is a really, really special moment because he and I were on the beach together and we were looking for sand crabs, and he found a bunch of them. It was like sunset. It was a beautiful moment. I took the picture and wanted to capture it and then put him on the phone, right? And what it is basically it's custom Jiffies. That's going to be the Kickstarter campaign that I'm wanting to launch, that I hope to launch. And based on your guys' input, we'll decide whether or not I actually do launch it. So let me just give you guys a little bit of context for those who are on the call that don't know Jiffies, they don't know the water bears, and they don't know really what this product is. Okay, so, and we'll just demo it right now, right? So whenever you see fingerprints, can you see fingerprints? Yes. On some of your devices, right? I've invented this product, which is a microfiber cloth on the front, and then it's this silicone adhesive gel on the back that you can peel off when you see fingerprints, and then you just clean them off your device, right? I don't need to clean the whole thing, but you get the point, right? Clean them off your device, and then once it's all sparkly clean, you use this white side to then stick it onto any surface so that you always have access to something that'll conveniently and safely clean your lenses and screens. Now, originally I designed these with the water bears in mind for photographers, for camera lenses, right? So I was a photographer. I kept finding myself on shoots where I needed to take photos and I would see smudges on my camera lens, and I was unable to, I didn't want to pull out a microfiber cloth out of my pocket. Oftentimes I didn't even have one on me because I had forgotten with all the other stuff that I had brought on set. And I was always nervous to take the under part of my shirt and then clean the camera lens. And so So what I was thinking, I had this vision in my mind, which was I'm looking through the viewfinder in my camera lens, right? I see this much. And what I do is, while keeping my eye in the viewfinder, I would reach my hand around, peel something off my camera lens, and then clean the camera lens. While still looking through the viewfinder, I see that the camera lens is clear, and then I would just stick it back on place. And that's how the water bears were born. So I went through a bunch of tests and iterations, and I tweaked and created this proprietary blend so that it safely cleans any kind of expensive glass. And what I found out was, after I'd realized it cleans really, really expensive glass, it can clean any kind of glass. So any prescription glasses, reading glasses, sunglasses, binoculars, gun scopes, phones, touchscreens in cars, laptops, flat screen TVs. And so I launched this product, and the rest is history, right? So the live demo was me showing you that it cleans my screen, right? So the other thing too is that the Jiffies, right, which is also, you can see, let's see, right there, yes, Jiffies, which is just the V2 version of the water bears, safely cleans any kind of eyeglasses, screens, or devices without scratching the glass, without causing any micro scratches. They come in different sizes. You can get about 200 uses out of each of them, and they're washable and reusable to restore their sticky texture, and their cleaning powers to use them over and over and over again. I've infused antimicrobial agents into them, so they disinfect the screen and get rid of bad bacteria without the need of sprays or cleaners. And then when you're done, you can just stick it on the back, right? So it works for phones, tablets, touchscreens in cars like Teslas, eyeglasses, and all this different stuff. But the thing that I wanted to say is, by doing custom Jiffies, right, I was thinking, man, I've gotten small enough, I'm now vertically integrated well enough that I want to pitch to the crowd whether or not it's a good idea to do customized Jiffies. And why I think that this is like much bigger than just screen cleaners and coming out with fun patterns and prints. So what you can do is you could customize them with your family on them. You put one big one on the, I'll have one big one in each of the packs. I'll have 2 medium ones, and then I'll have 3 small ones, right? You could put your cat, right? Or your pet, right? This is Lulu. This is, I love this guy from the UK, but this is his cat, right? So you can put, you know, your pet on there. You can put a favorite memory or a vacation spot on there, right? And you could put a favorite quote on there, an inspirational quote. If you're religious, you could do religious graphics like the Christos, right? Or a Buddha or something like that on these screen cleaners. If you have a favorite alumni team, you could put your favorite sports team on there, right? Shh, don't tell anyone this, right? But if you wanted to get nerdy, you could do special editions, limited edition Pokemon. You could do funny stuff like Jason Momoa from Aquaman, right? You could do a steak, a funny like joke, right? You could do funny little animated sushi, right? If you're an artist of any sort, you could put your prints on the screen cleaners. And the idea is more to show you what are the possibilities and what could be put on there. I don't have these examples, but some other things that came to mind or were brought up during the call with Ariana was doing them for baby showers, doing them for memorials, doing them for offices, like, you know, for like a Christmas office, you might have 10, 15 employees, right? And you could get them for all of your office employees. You could do community creations. You could do specific holidays, right? You could have it be a white elephant gift. It could be a great stocking stuffer, right? And so we have all of these like different designs. I have all of these different designs, but it's really just to showcase to you the possibilities of what custom Jiffies could be. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a quick look at all of the comments. just to make sure that I'm. Yeah, okay, so I will answer all of these questions at the end. Wonder if it's a small fabric between the two. Shut up and take my money. Yes. So there was an idea of doing them. Hold tight. There was an idea of doing a round one, right? That would fit perfectly on the size of a pop socket. And I've found that just based on a lot of research and a lot of feedback, a lot of people prefer not to have that, and they'd rather have another medium size that's this size. So that hopefully that does answer the circular question. Yes. Okay. So with all of that said, yes, I can already see people making meme jiffies. Yes, great for business swag and personal gifts. Okay, you guys are getting it. You guys are understanding it all. Right, great. Okay, so with all of that said, this is what I'm gonna need. So during the live review, I'm gonna need 100 people to pre-order these. And I'll explain what you get with the pre-order. But because I'm doing a reveal on Thursday and I'm also doing it on Saturday, which honestly, based on all of the amazing feedback I'm already getting, I might just cancel those two and then just send private emails to all of the people that signed up for the Thursday and the Friday show. But I need 100 people right now to pre-order this product and do so before 11:59 p.m. this Sunday, right? So it's another 5 days, right? And doing that, if people will pre-order the product at $33, and I'll explain what you get in a second, at $33, if I can get 100 people within the next 5 days to pre-order at $33, I will know that will be sufficient enough data for me to know that this is worth moving forward with, right? And then I'll also explain kind of like what the pledge levels are going to be and everything else. But let's see if I can do this now. Pull this up here, and then let's go here. I think this is how you do it. Okay, so I'm gonna have 2 different spots to reserve, right? And if you reserve at $33, you'll receive 1 limited edition Kickstarter Jiffy that will never be sold and won't be available anywhere else. Are you guys seeing this? And I'll also include free worldwide shipping. What does that look like? Boom. It looks like this. Look how freaking gangster this is. It's so amazing. So you will receive 1 of these limited edition Kickstarter Jiffies. These are not sold anywhere. They will never be sold anywhere. I had to get permission from Kickstarter to be able to even create these, right? So 1 limited edition. The next thing is that you'll get access to every secret perk during our Kickstarter launch. Your entire Kickstarter order will be doubled. So if you order, oh, dang it. I'm not doing it right. Check it out. Ah! Okay, sorry. Let's see if I can make this screen smaller. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Is that working? Are you guys seeing 2 things now? The listing behind it. You can't see the screen. Nope. Can you see the limited edition that I'm holding up? No, just me. Dang it. Okay, so, all right, let me show you this. So, this is the limited edition, 1 limited edition Kickstarter Jiffy that will never be sold anywhere else, right? Like I said, I had to get permission from Kickstarter to even make these. Okay, and I will include free worldwide shipping. So you'll get 1 of these, okay? Now this should work. Now do you guys see the private page on my website? Nope, still? Nope. You guys still don't see the listing page? I'm interested in signing up for this re-release. However, I have to jump off at 12:30. Also review how to wash and reuse. I don't know listing page. We only see you. Okay, do you see this now? Do you see the listing now? Same screen with you and the special Kickstarter ones. Effing A. Okay, all right. Guys. Weird. Okay. This is so stinking ghetto. Do you guys see my laptop? Oh, just post it in the camera, in the feed. That's a genius idea. You guys, see, this is why I need you guys. Boom. And then what I'll do is I'll pin this at the top. Pin this message. Okay. Not sure if it matters. Okay. What we'll say is, I'm just gonna hold this up. This is so ghetto, but guys, this is me. What is? Okay. All right. So we will get one limited edition Kickstarter Jiffy that'll never be sold. Access to every secret perk during the Kickstarter launch. Your entire order will be doubled. So if you order 5 packs, you'll receive 10. This applies to the secret perks too. And then also you'll be notified of launch day, so you're among the first to early bird access pricing. This is the part that's really important. Everyone who reserved a 33 limited edition Jiffy during the live stream will be entered into a raffle to receive a completely custom Jiffy pack designed just for them and shipped with their limited edition Kickstarter Jiffy. And if you were unable to attend the live stream, if you think you have a compelling reason to be included in the raffle, you can tell me why. You just might convince me, okay? And then, how does this? So freaking ghetto. Oh man, all right. Where is it? Where's my mouse? There we go. Okay. And then the other pledge is, if you don't want a limited edition, but you still want access to all of the secret perks, you reserve your spot for $1 and you'll receive launch day notification, access to all secret perks, early bird pricing when the campaign goes live. Okay? So let's talk about real quick what the pledges are, because I am trying to figure this out. The Kickstarter launch date, if I can get 100 people to pre-order the custom Jiffies, will be it will launch September 15th. That'll be the launch day. It will be Tuesday, September 15th at 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. It'll be a 3-week campaign. The pack sizes will be that there will be 6 that come in each. 1 big one, 2 mediums, and 3 smalls. The smallest pack quantity will be 3 of these. Okay, so it'll be 3 of these, and then it will be 5 of these, and then it will be 10 of these. The 3-pack will be priced at $99. The 5-pack will be priced at $125. The 10-pack will be priced at $200. The secret perk pricing, I haven't dialed it in so much, but it's going to be 35% off or more on all of those pricing, right? So imagine you pre-ordered the limited edition today, okay? Right. And then you order the 10-pack from the 10-pack when the Kickstarter campaign goes. First of all, it'll be doubled, right? So now you get 20. And if you use the secret perk of the 10-pack, so I don't know, say the 10-pack is $150 at the secret perk level, right? it would be you paying $150 instead of $200, and you'd be getting 20 instead of 10. Does that all make sense? Okay. The other thing too is that I will have a form that you guys will be able to just simply fill out and then upload your images into, and I'll come up with like a slick, streamlined way on how to do it. But you'll be able to customize each of them for all, not all of the packs, but it'll be like if you wanted to put your family on this one. Let's use this one. Let's see. Here's a good example, right? Say you wanted the big one, you wanted your family on it. You could put that one on. And then you wanted to put, you know, your hot smoking wife who's pregnant with your fourth boy there. And then you put one of your sons there, and you put your 3 other sons there. Well, this isn't the same one, but this is going to be the exact same for the 3 packs that you ordered, right? So I can't go like, I want this one on one pack, and then I want that same family photo on a small one on this one. It's just going to get way too complex. And the last thing I want to do is like add multiple layers of complexity to something that's already ridiculously complex and fragile as a system, to then have a delivery date of getting them to you before Christmas. And know that like, oh shoot, this person ordered this big photo here, but then they wanted it here and here and here and change it all there. So it's, you customize one, you get 10 packs that are exactly the same thing that you can have, that you'll receive when I go to ship them out. The whole campaign is going to be just custom Jiffies, the weirdest Christmas gift of 2026. So you'll be able to put your dog, your boss's face, an inspirational quote, your family, favorite vacation, a memory, maybe your gaming squad symbol, whatever you want on them. And you'll receive them in time to have them be stocking stuffers for Christmas. So I'm probably going to, if the campaign is, launches September 15th, it looks like I'm already on my time. If it launches September 15th, it's going to end the first week of October. I'll be shipping them out all throughout November and then the first week or 2 of December. And I'll likely be shipping out, I'll prioritize international custom orders probably in November. And then I will put on the back burner domestic orders, because international is just always going to take about a week to 2 weeks longer to receive them. So hopefully that answers all of your guys's, hopefully that answers everything. The last thing I have is just kind of like a recap. I think this is like the most beautiful intersection between useful and sentimental. Something that people will want to keep just because it has something meaningful to them, but also something that they want to keep because it's actually useful and adds value, solving inconveniences on a daily basis for them as well. I certainly know that I love looking at my family sitting next to the display screen in our car much more than I do, well, nothing, because nothing can stick on your dashboard like these can. But I think you guys get the point. So, yeah, you guys got the listing too. The product listing. Afterwards, what I'll do is I'm also going to be sending out a form. So everyone that backs the reserves at the $33 order, they will, I'll send them out a form. And the form is basically like, hey, what are the 6 images that you want put on the screen cleaners? If you get chosen, then I'll reach out to you and we can decide which ones you want on, if you want this one to be a big one and this one to be a small one, etc. And then a bunch of other questions that just help me to get to know how best to build out this campaign and then launch the campaign. And so your feedback in answering this form is going to be immensely helpful for me in guiding me in knowing how to design this and build out the messaging and the positioning for the campaign when I go live with it. Again, that is if I can get 100 people to pre-order the product before Sunday evening. Yes. Outside of that, guys, thanks for letting me dress up in my dinosaur, my T-Rex suit. I hope people love that. Man, I ordered this like 4 or 5 days ago thinking, man, this is going to be amazing. And it was like such a huge hassle. I was wanting to like record like stomping and then a roar and stuff. It didn't go off as cued, but anyways, that's the point. So, I'm 6 minutes over my time limit. So, you know, that's the entire deal. I'm going to send the link via email to everyone that attended, so that, you know, if you didn't see it in the comment thread, you'll be able to, you know, purchase it then. I'm then going to email out everyone that is attending the Thursday and the Saturday sessions. I'm going to send it out to them as well. And then I'm going to post it on, Kickstarter. Yes, I'm going to post it on Kickstarter as an update so that everyone from Thursday and Saturday are also given a chance to be able to attend the live session, which, you know what I'm saying, and then be able to enter the raffle so that they will be put into getting custom Jiffies. And then once that's been done, then I'm going to post it probably on Thursday, as like a mass update to everyone, you know, to get the limited edition and what have you. So at this point, people, thank you so much for joining me. I promise next time it will be much smoother and more collaborative rather than me just like spitting it all out at you. But at this point, basically for the next like 10 minutes, I'm just going to be answering questions and kind of just chatting with you guys, you know, in the texts. So, okay. So first question, is it limited to 100 people and I need to be fast to reserve a spot? No, it is open-ended. I have a minimum for me personally to know that like, okay, there's enough people that want this that I should move forward with it. But no, there is not a cap at 100. It's just a minimum. It's a floor of 100, not a cap or ceiling at 100. On the go for those who are not convinced right now. Yes, I agree. I don't know if you can get 100 on today. I agree. I think there's only like 150 people that even signed up. And that's to say that if every single person signed up, you know, that we'd have a fighting chance. So this is me just, it's more of a product reveal and then talking about the pre-ordering option. I will be sending out that update later today to the other attendees for the sessions. And then probably on Thursday, be sending it out as well. Or probably Wednesday, to the rest of the Kickstarter community. From the chat, it looks like you easily hit 100 people. I hope so. You guys, this has been so fun. I feel like I was built for like this vlogging interaction. I think it's so fun. I have to pledge on Kickstarter if I have purchased the $33. No, If you pre-order the $33 now, you get the limited edition and the option to have your order doubled if you decide to pledge on the Kickstarter when I go live, right? And you're also entered into the raffle. So you don't have to pre-order and then you have to pledge. It's just if you pre-order, you get the opportunity to have your order doubled if you decide to pledge when the campaign's live. Can the double portion be a second image set rather than double same set? Ooh, Brian, 6451. Dang, that's a good question. Dang, that's a good question. I'm going to think on that. That's actually really nice. I like that. I'm going to think on it. I'm not giving you a yes. I'm also not giving you a no. It seems like you were born for vlogging. I was born for vlogging. I was born for live stream vlogging. This is so fun. Can you please post when you have reached your magic 100? Oh, Kelly Decker 2934. I wonder who that is. Mom, I love you so much. Thank you for supporting me on my live stream. Yes, let's just give a shout out to my mom, guys. My mom's the coolest lady on the planet, right? She's helped me with trade shows. Whenever I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so worried about this. She's like my #1 fan, guys. Huge shout out to my mom. She's the best. So yes, Mom, I will let you know when I've reached my magic 100. The coolest mom ever. Yes. Yes. Shout out to Mom. Yeah. Shout out to Mom. She's amazing. Okay. I hope we can chat some more. I do too. Guys, I'm here until like basically when people are getting off. So I wonder, there's 62 people. 62 people that are on this live stream right now. Guys, that's awesome. That's a new world record for me. Okay, all right, let's scroll through these. Let's see. Can't wait to see the rounded. Of course, a rounded cost is going to be the main factor. Okay, so there's a comment up at the beginning where it says can't see the need for rounded since the corners are already rounded. Cost is going to be the main factor. Yes and no. So in manufacturing, specifically with supply chain, when anything is being produced, you want to obviously maximize real estate when you're making a product. So what is the best design concept when it comes from maximizing the real estate? It would be a square, right? So anything that is beautiful, but also something that doesn't need to maximize space is likely going to be spherical, right? So you think planets, you think, satellites like moons, but also like circles, right? If you were to imagine that this was the square, right there, you imagine there was a square, you're wasting all of this fabric or what could be a screen cleaner just to make the round image. And so you are right when it comes to waste, but in regards to like production process, it's no different. And the reason is because it's being laser cut, right? So laser cut at a specific speed and a specific power isn't going to change whether you do star designs, you do a weird, cool, like cutout shape of an animal, right? Or just a simple circle or square. It's more about how much of the material is wasted or has to be thrown away because it can't be used. Yeah. Is there a way to get the round ones that people do not want? Well, I did a smaller version. I have a run of like fun designs and stuff. But like I said, the data shows that like people would rather have 2 of these medium-sized ones than one circular one for your pop socket and then one medium one. So, and I can show you those designs. I have them actually right now on the website. I'm definitely going to frame it. Yes, you should. You should frame the limited edition Jiffies. I am framing this. This sits on my wall over there, right? And I go past it every single time and I'm like, yes, this is so beautiful. I love it. I will never use these. I will never use these. It has too much sentimental value, right? That it trumps the utility of the screen cleaner. Okay. We see the limited edition U, da-da-da-da-da. I'm interested in signing up for this re-release. However, okay, jump on the call. Much the same camera view with one. Da-da-da-da. I think your excitement broke YouTube. That would be my dream, right? We have so many people live streaming eventually one day that it shuts YouTube down. That would be so great. For now, we're just going to have to bank on my energy. I'm watching from my phone. Da-da-da. You are going to hit 100 today. Derek German 7491. I hope so. Please follow up with me a bit later. I think that you have my info since I ordered from you in the past. Remember, interested, da-da-da. Yeah, again, I'm going to be sending out an email to everyone that kind of gives a recap of the whole shindig. All right, let's see. Do we have any more questions? Will you be able to use existing logos? Legend of Zelda, thinking my kids would love something like that. Yes, right? And here's the workaround. I don't need licensing because I'm not selling Zelda Jiffies, right? I'm not selling Zelda Jiffies. I'm selling the option to customize them and make them whatever you want, right? And because the order quantity is so low, you wouldn't be able to go and resell these later at a price point that would make sense for people to buy them, right? So yes, you could put Zelda on them. You could put, I mean, I put, Eevee in all of his evolutions with all of the evolution stones. I did Mario, right? Like, guys, if I get in trouble, just don't tell anyone. Okay, just shh. But yes, you could do Zelda, right? What about a video from us like we have created with the Golden Jiffy? I tried to use the square ones with small lenses and it struggles with anything under 52 millimeters. The square one works really well with my big lenses that gave me. Oh, good information. Or is this for a company already possible? Is it now just for private, or is this for a company already possible? I'm assuming what you're saying is like, could you make these for other companies? The answer is yes, right? So I've made order quantities for really, really large businesses where they place orders of like 1,000, right? 1,000 with their logos on it. They customize the packaging and all that stuff. So yes, you can. I would pay for the unwanted round ones. Okay. There's a point in your live chat when 85 people tuned in. 85? Mom! See, told you guys. My mom's my best super fan. She's my #1 fan. I'm on 2 different live streams? Probably. Guys, this is my first one. I don't know what I'm doing. I will be glad to create a video of me using it like we've done in the past. Yes! I would love that. Guys, that would be huge. Testimonials are such a big way to promote and to build social credibility for when I launch a Kickstarter campaign. Because I can promote these and market them all day long, but it pales into comparison what a peer or a normal person says about the product to a potential customer, right? So the more people that I call it being out in the wild, right? The more people that I have out in the wild who are like, oh my gosh, I love these because I put my kid on them and it cleans my laptop, and then they show it. And it's not scripted, and it's not that great of a video, but it obviously shows that the product works, and they made it customized, and they tell the audience why they like it. That goes way further than like 100 hours of me trying to figure out like, okay, this is going to be the best script on the planet. This is exactly how I need to say it. Da, 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 da. So the more testimonial videos I can get of people making the custom jiffies, the better. I'd be happy to share images or a short video with all my lenses and devices that have... Yes! I'm talking about, thank you so much, Wolf Yovi. Would you be able to do large corporate orders? Gordy, UK. If this is the Gordy I think it is, Gordon Harris, is it you? I hope it is. Dude, how are you? Long time no see. I've missed you. Wait a second. It's not that Gordy. It might be another Gordy. You might be the Gordy. Are you this Gordy? Are you this? Is this your cat? Is this Lulu, your cat? The question was, can you do big corporate orders? Yes, you can. Yes, I can. And yes, you can. In fact, look, this is the website, screen cleaners, custom-screencleaners.com. There you go. Yeah, that is where you can. Custom-branded-screencleaners.com. Yeah, that's right. But yes, I do corporate orders, right? We do a minimum order quantity of 50 all the way up to 10,000. And the unique thing about custom branded screen cleaners or doing it for corporate gifting is the fact that we can customize everything. So the packaging, I can put a QR code on the back of the screen cleaners, right? So it's the most convenient call to action that people could have. And then you obviously can also customize the screen cleaners as well. So what's cool is that if you want to go the B2B route, we can customize everything so it's completely on brand. And we can make the packaging look like whatever you want it to. We can put whatever you want on the screen cleaners. We can put whatever QR code you want on the packaging and the screen cleaners as well. Let's see. Can you explain the process of washing them? Will they still clean and stick? Yes. Okay, so it's actually a really simple process, right? You can clean it, right? And all you do is you just rinse it off with water, both sides. Just rinse off both sides with water. You don't need soaps, you don't need detergents, you don't need sprays, you don't need anything like that. Just rinse it off with water, right? You can air dry it, or what I like to do is just get like a paper towel or a cloth, or something, and just dry off both sides. And the silicone adhesive gel in the back, this white part right here, is at a certain viscosity level when they call it baking, but like when it was made or cured, that when it comes into contact with water, it activates the molecules to give it that adhesiveness again. So you can see that like this, I don't know if you can, but this one is starting to get little flakes on it, right? Which means that the stickiness isn't as good as it used to be when I first made them. And you can restore that stickiness by literally just rinsing off both sides and then drying them off, and the stickiness will be totally restored. In fact, oftentimes it's stickier. I don't know why, but it's stickier after having washed them off and air dried them than it was originally. Can we have a public repository of submissions? So if someone submitted their cat, we can have that too. Also an option to keep their very personal information private. Ooh, that's a very interesting idea. EMETAEX. Great question. Here's the reason I would say that. Is because I've thought about like local artists, like graphic designers. My brother's a surrealist painter, right? Incredibly gifted. But it was like, man, what if someone actually wanted to like support the artist, right? Would there be a way or a platform I could create like a marketplace of like, hey, you could buy all these different designs. And if you buy these specific designs in like the artists section of the marketplace, it would go towards supporting them, right? For their art or their craft or their work or anything like that. And again, that's way, way, way further in the future. But a great way to start that would literally just be to give them an option. Like, are you comfortable having this being put on our deal for other people to buy and purchase later? If not, then just mark it as checked. I think that's a great idea. So no, I don't have that set up, but that's definitely going to be the route that I take, is just providing that option of like, hey, can I make this public for other people to download? Because then it's a stepping stone to eventually doing that like marketplace idea. Let's see. So there are two things, the 33 and this one, access to a secret. Is it a bit confusing? Can you clarify again? Okay, yes. So there are two options on the secret perk product listing page. There's one for $33. There's one for $1. The $1 deposit is for you to get access to all of the secret perks when I go live. It's also to inform you of when I go live so that you get access to the earliest bird pricing, right? So that's just $1. So you put $1 down, you get access to the secret perks, 6 weeks from now. But you don't get anything else, right? If you put down $33 and you reserve your spot today for $33, what it does is it gets you a limited edition Jiffies, right? A limited edition Kickstarter Jiffies that, like I've said, they are not sold anywhere else. They will not be sold anywhere else. You can't find these anywhere else. Like I said, I had to get permission from Kickstarter to be able to even do that. And then what it also gets you is it gets you access to the secret perks. You'll be informed of when I launch the Kickstarter campaign, but it'll also get you access to doubling your order if you pledge for anything during the Kickstarter campaign. So you reserve yours for $33 today. You get a limited edition Jiffy. If you back the Kickstarter campaign 6 weeks from now, whatever you ended up backing at, I will double your order. And so if you order 5, you're going to get 10, right? If you order 10, you're going to get 20. This also applies to the secret perks. You'll also, during the live stream chat, if you reserve it, you'll be put in a raffle. And if you get chosen, I will make you custom Jiffies that I will ship out with your limited edition, Kickstarter Jiffies. Let's see. I second the large quantity corporate logos, you guys. I mean, check this out, guys. So this is a company called ShipBay. They're a shipping logistics software company, right? They customized all of the packaging. They customized the screen cleaners. And they put their own QR code on the back. What I found, and this was actually in talking with clients, corporate clients that have ordered hundreds, thousands of these, right? Is they said they love these because they are, well, first of all, it's actually swag and merch that people can, promo items that people hand out that they actually keep, right? So it's not like pens or hats or shirts or mugs. or beanies or koozies or fridge magnets. All those things get kept. Usually they receive, like people take them out of guilt, right, out of peer pressure, and they kind of just throw them away later. Or if they do keep them, they're usually competing with everything else that they have. So if someone gives you a shirt, they really like the shirt, that promo item is now competing with every other shirt that that client might wear, that potential customer might wear. So they like it that this is a promo item that people actually keep and use. The second reason is because if these things are stuck on people's phones, laptops, next to the touchscreens in their car, it's like subliminally advertising to them over 170 something times a day without competing in the noise, because nothing else is living on their phone. Nothing else is outside of stickers are sitting out on, like, are living on their laptops. And then the other thing is that they're amazing conversation starters because people don't know what they are. And so if you're at a booth or at a trade show and you hand these out, you're like, hey, can I give you a screen cleaner? Usually people are like, wait, what is that? And it gives that people an opportunity to be able to demo it to them, show them what it's like, and then lead into the pitch of what their product or service is, right? And then the last thing, like I said, is they put a custom QR code on the back of the screen cleaner, which is whatever call to action they want it to be. So scheduling an appointment, booking a call, scheduling a service, that kind of stuff. But there's that one. MacPaw is another one. They've done it multiple times. You could do it in different sizes, right? Customize the packaging. And then this one's really cool, is a business card size. You get 2 of them, and then you can put your information on it. Right? So customize the packaging and the screen cleaners, but it's like a great, I love these ones. Okay. Can we have a public, I saw it up to I think the highest I've seen is 96. 96 people? Phenomenal. So add the testimonials option. Okay, yes, you should make a keychain holder for the Jiffies. Interesting. Let's see. I'm a little late. I'll have to try and catch one of your other live streams. Alan, shoot. Basically what it is the product reveal were custom Jiffies. So I'll be launching this campaign September 15th, Tuesday at 8 a.m. And what you can do is you can customize 1 big one, 2 mediums, and then 3 smalls. And you can put like a favorite vacation spot, your pet on them. Let's see. Maybe you went to a certain college or university, right? And you want their logos on it. And then I'm not sure where, or you can put your family on them. So when I launch the campaign, you can back at a 3-pack, a 5-pack, or a 10-pack. Secret perks are going to be there as well. They'll be deeply discounted 3-packs, 5-packs, and 10-packs. And what I'll do is that when you pre-order, I'll send you out a form. That form will allow you to basically upload your images and decide on which ones they're going to go on. And then after the campaign ends and it funds, then I will basically be manufacturing these and then shipping them out to customers in time for Christmas so that you can use them as stocking stuffers for gifts and family, or handing it out to their people. Hopefully that answers your question, Alan. It's a launch for custom Jiffies. Yes. Okay. Dude, great job. Yes. Can I ask what the Kickstarter price and quantity options are? Yes. 3-pack, 5-pack, 10-pack. 3-pack is $99. 5-pack is $125. 10-pack is $200. Secret perks are going to be about 35% lower than each of them or more. The lowest price point. Oh my gosh. You guys are amazing. Thank you for answering the question, guys. Let's see. Can I ask for a product? Sometimes in Jiffy's peel off my lenses. Any interest for you to make lens caps that have a slotted place to fit in a Jiffy in the middle? Interesting idea. I don't have data. Lulu the cat is still one of my favorites. Mom, I love you. Okay, interesting idea. I just don't have enough data to prove that that's something worth pursuing. There was enough people with that problem that were willing to pay to have that problem solved by doing that. And it was at that point viable still. It was profitable to move forward with that. At that point, I then get to this stage, which I have with custom Jiffies, which is then pitch it to a crowd and micro test it to see if there's actually sufficient demand prior to actually moving forward with that. Ryan, TR6451, great idea. Use the winner as part of the campaign provided it's okay with the winner. That's a great idea. I think the default option should not be, this is what Joshua Smith 1825 said, should not have to be public. That way people don't accidentally put photos of their family, loved ones. Agreed. Yeah, like the default option will be that the box is like checked and it'll say like remain private. That way if people miss it, like I do it. Like when I go to checkout, like I just glaze over all the information. I was like, yeah, that's my shipping information. Da da da. And like 4 hours later, I'm like, why am I getting hit up with all these like newsletters? And it's like, oh yeah, because I didn't uncheck the subscribe to our newsletter stuff. I will do that, but in a benefit for the customer, defaulting it to private rather than having it be public, so that doesn't become an issue. I love the QR code. I'd love to link to my photography webpage for clients. That's exactly what they do, right? So I have a couple of artists who have done it. A real estate agent did it as well, right? Where she put her QR page to her website. There we go. Right? And she has QR codes on the back of these, and it led to her page, which is always being updated with current listings, and very unique marketing angle, which has actually already landed her deals. So it's actually like, oh, that's a really clever way to do it. But yeah, the QR code could lead to a web page. It could lead to your social media, scheduling a call, you know, that kind of stuff. Love that it's actually useful as a trade show gift. No more pens. Mogo I48. That's what I think. That's what I think, man. Let's get rid of that. I like the business card size. Dude, the business card sizes are dope, right? Like, boom, boom, boom. I've got a couple of others, right? I have your original Kickstarter campaign on all my devices. Yes! Now the top layer has separated from the bottom silicone layer. Can I repair it? Do I have to throw it away? You don't have to do, you could throw it away. It comes with a lifetime replacement warranty. So just reach out to me at, let's see. Email me there. Let's see. Where did you say this? Who was this? Herbert BLA 9580. They come with a lifetime replacement warranty. Reach out to this email address that I've provided in the comments thread, and I'll ship out brand new ones. Just help me cover shipping and handling, and I'll ship out brand new ones, so that you can throw them away and you don't have to try to repair them. And by the way, good on you, dude, for using them this long and getting that much use out of them. Like, good job. The business card size is awesome. I wanted to start a professional pet portrait business for years. What better opportunity to do it now than with custom branded screen cleaners? Are you going to soft proof designs if issues arise from the printing process? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The last thing I want to do is move forward, print everyone's designs, and then like they come out pixelated. People don't like the way they looked out. Maybe they changed their mind. There's going to be cutoff dates, and then there's going to be a proofing stage. Haven't really figured that out yet, but I'll make sure that it does get figured out and so forth. But yeah, the last thing I want to do is print out 1,000 custom Jiffies and then find out that half of them are just crap because I didn't take one step to go, hey, do you like them? This is what they're going to look like. Are you we're good to go? So there will be a proofing process, which is eventually when I get to the point where I can offer these on my website. You can customize Jiffies within 72 hours, right? And you can order quantities as low as, I mean, idealistically, it'd be awesome to get it down to where economies of scale justify doing one, right? Right now, I'm not even close to that. But yes, there will be a proofing process in that stage as well. You upload your designs, your graphics, your photos. You then make sure that everything looks right. You proof it. Great. Then we'll send them off, and that's when we'll actually produce them. All right, so yes, there will be soft proofs. Got to run. Great job. Order placed. Catch you soon. Gordy, UK. Dude, you're the man. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for joining. It would be nice if there was a demand, even sell them as pack sets with larger lens caps with larger Jiffies. Yes, it would. What about ordering the business card option for the custom Jiffies? I thought about that too, but at that rate, it's just going to get too complex. Like I want this to be specifically for consumers, right? Kickstarter is a crowdfunding platform built around creators selling to a community of consumers wanting a product that a creator has created. It's not so much a creator launching a good idea or product or service for businesses, pitching it to a community that is filled with business owners. In this case, you are one, but that then want that business product or service. And so because of the geez, oh man, I'm getting so hot in this like fake plastic. Because of the complexity, and also because I want this to be consumer focused and not business to business focused, I'm only going to be doing this size, right? If you want to talk business cards though, then we could just do that off call, like for custom branded screen cleaners. Okay, if I could start my photography dream business, I would get all of my business cards with jiffies. Yes! It's a really awesome and useful way to stand out. Yes! That's what I think. They have a holder you can attach to your camera strap where you can put a jiffy. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Fix Guy. The Fix Guy. Great idea. Got to get back to work. Good luck. Have a great day, everyone. You too, man. I think I'm going to be wrapping it up right now anyways. Can I ask a rough estimate of what the minimum order quantity is for the economies of scale? For now, it's going to be 3 packs, 5 packs, and 10 packs for the Kickstarter campaign. For the other one, for businesses, it's 50, right? And my hope is that I can get that lower, but it's going to be first like acid testing the custom jiffies at the 3 and the 5 and the 10 pack levels, because I'm only, in theory, I'm only customizing. This is a bad example. I'm only customizing with these, the screen cleaners, right? The packaging is going to be the same, right? I'm not putting QR codes on the back of all of these. So when you get into that, now we're talking about 3 layers of complexity, because there's 3 manufacturing processes. There's the packaging, there's the screen cleaners, and there's also the implementing of the QR code on the back of the screen cleaners during the bonding process between the silicone adhesive gel and the proprietary microfiber cloth, right? So that's 3 really, really complex processes. And this one is only hyper focusing on doing very small scale production runs for just one of those complex processes. My hope though is that once I can do that, then I can begin entertaining the idea of doing smaller order runs for custom packages, and then eventually doing that for QR codes. And then they kind of meet in the middle, where B2B minimum order quantity is 50. You can customize the packaging, QR codes, and the screen cleaners. And then you have custom jiffies on this end. Yeah, custom jiffies on this end, which is you can't customize the packaging. You cannot customize the QR codes, but you can customize the screen cleaners. And then they slowly kind of work their way in, where now a brand could go, I want to order 1,000, but I would like to test out one sample first before we jump the gun and make a purchase order for 1,000. And I can go, great, here are the designs, here's the packaging kind of deal. It's gonna, there's gonna be a fee for me making just one for you, but yes, like that's an option. We can move forward with that route. Yes. So the minimum order quantity for the economies of scales is, like I said, business cards are great. Such a better way to share your contact, giving them value right away. Exactly. Yep. Can you cut the jiffies to better suit special use cases, like making a round one or something? Talgo, yes, you can. That is an option actually provided by for custom branded screen cleaners. So some clients don't even like the sizes that are provided as like normal options, right? Some of them are like, I'd like a star. I'm like, okay, cool. We can make stars. And we go through the proofing design, make sure that it's everything they want. And then I'll move forward with making a star, or a rectangle one instead of a square, a circle one instead of a square. Because we can, through laser cutting, make any design you guys want. But again, that's only for businesses. Let's see. Stoked to back another one of your Kickstarter campaigns. Thanks, man. Okay, it's not going to cost me 3 months of income to make an order for business cards. Okay. Dinosaur shaped? Absolutely. Absolutely, man. We can make dinosaur shaped. Good question. All right, guys. Well, I've gone almost 45 minutes over the 30 minutes for the deal. Like I said, I'll follow this up with with a link to the product listing page and just kind of a quick recap as to what the call was about. I'll send it to all the emails. I'll send it to the scheduled live sessions for Thursday and Saturday. And again, crossing my fingers that we can get 100 pre-orders before Sunday. And then I'm thinking about posting probably something simple of what the Kickstarter campaign will be, the product reveal through Kickstarter as an update. So guys, thank you again. I really appreciate this. So exciting. I really do love this. I love building things that I think are really neat and then sharing them with the world. And like, I'm going to get emotional right here, but like this idea of like live streaming with a collaborative community is something that like just fills my love tank. Like it really spiritually nourishes me. And my hope one day is that I can, you know what? Screw it. Got 34 people here. Why not? We're gonna tell a fun story. So I love reading books. I've got hundreds of books over there. Most of them are biographies or autobiographies about really weird people, because I love diving into their lives and finding out like, oh, that's so interesting. That's so fascinating, right? Now, Thomas Edison, for so many different reasons, is an amazing individual, right? He's one of the most inspirational American individuals in the world, and has actually inspired a lot of the people that we look up to today, right? Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Edwin Land, Ed Thorpe, all of these guys like go back further and love Thomas Edison for a number of different reasons. Okay, so I've read a couple of books on him, and Thomas Edison was really interesting between age 20 to about 40, right? So in his 20s, he's creating through telegraphy a way to send multiple communication codes through Morse code to telegraphy on one single line of communication. And the idea back then was that the faster you could communicate information, it's just the same concept for today. The faster you could communicate information to another person, the quicker you could make educated, wise decisions. This was very important in the stock market, where back then they had no rules. So the idea was like, this is like a no man's land, like a lawless territory where we could make an obscene amount of money and not be penalized for it, as long as we could just get information quicker than everybody else. So a lot of guys like Jay Gould and Morgan Stanley and all these guys saw Thomas Edison as like this freak of nature. They were like, oh my gosh, this kid is creating these ways for us to receive information faster. So they bought up a bunch of his patents and paid him very well back then relative to what he was making. And he was like, oh my gosh, I have hit the jackpot. Like, I'm just going to invent, license, or make patents for him. And then maybe there's just rich guys out there who are just going to buy up my patents and I can just keep tinkering. So he ends up making enough money around late 20s to be able to move out of New York completely and go to a place called Menlo Park. So he buys up this park. It's like this train stop, right? He buys up this whole entire area. He builds a glass workshop. Like, it's a full glass workshop. He puts all of his equipment in there. He gets a bunch of weird dudes, you could call it a motley crew of eccentric, interesting individuals who, like him, love tinkering, they have this erratic energy to be able to want to work on stuff. He builds a home, which he and his family live in, that is a walking distance from his workshop, and from dawn until dusk, every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Thomas Edison leaves his house and goes and works in the shop. He spends 100+ hours a week at his shop. And while he's working on the newest inventions, which at this point was going to be the phonograph, right? The first version of like a voice recorder, and eventually stumble, you could say, upon the idea of electricity and the light bulb. He wants to bring people to Menlo Park, specifically people that can help boost his ego and make him more of like a glorified superstar throughout the world. Because back then, remember, no one had really any way of knowing who people are. Like, outside of like presidents, kings, and massive, amazing generals, you don't really know everyone else. Like, you don't know the people that work under a king. You don't know all of the politicians supporting the president, right? But at that point, there was this massive surge for technology, innovation, and science. And so it was this point where scientists and inventors were beginning to like receive the same status as those of kings, presidents, right? Like Nikola Tesla, right? These mavericks like, Jay Gould or, Morgan Stanley, all these different guys. Okay. So he saw this as like, oh, I'm starting to be seen as this amazing inventor. So I'm going to bring out journalists and have people come to Menlo Park. So he gets a bunch of journalists to come out to Menlo Park, and he gives them tours around his shop, around his facilities, and all this different stuff. And at one point, after having given a tour to a big guy, like a big journalist, the guy's he's about to get back on the train, and he asks Thomas Edison. He says, Thomas, why did you make your entire shop made of glass? And in like a very poetic moment, Thomas Edison says, oh, I envision the masses coming to Menlo Park and being able to look inside my shop as I'm building the future tomorrow. Yes. And the journalist thought that was like so moving that he writes a whole article just about that one statement, right? That I want the masses to come to peek inside to see the future being built today, right? When I read that, like, I realized that like, if Thomas Edison could live in today's world, where right now I am communicating with 33 people that are all over the world, right? I've never met you before, right? In person, but I am communicating with you right now. We are breaking a fourth wall that has never been able to be broken in history. And I think Thomas Edison, if he were living in this day, would go, oh my gosh, the glass workshop is now live streaming with other people. Imagine what Thomas Edison would have done if he had his whole workshop, a bunch of cameras, all within his workshop, a giant monitor, a display, and him being like, okay, everyone, today we're going to work on our 10,001 prototype on how to make the light bulb work. And he's working with his kids. But the thing that I would say that Thomas Edison lacked, that I hope to do, is that the collective genius of a community with a creator is far more powerful, far more impactful, and far more disruptive than any one lone genius could ever, ever, ever hope to achieve, bar none. Bar none. Like, I am nowhere near what Thomas Edison is as an inventor and as a tinkerer. But me, with 30 people, going, okay, we're going to try to invent the light bulb. Okay, well, someone needs to have a background in an electrical engineering. Does anyone have a background in electrical engineering? All 30 people go, nope, none of us have a background in electrical engineering. But then 5 people from that same group of 30 go, but I know someone who is an electrical engineer who would be able to help contribute to solving this problem, which is, in this scenario, the light bulb. And look how the collaborative unity between a creator and a community is literally 1 or 2 degrees of separation from someone who might have the answer to the solution. And because Thomas Edison didn't have that, and because he had a massive ego, he just thought, I'm just going to brute force it, and I'm just going to iterate, prototype, and experiment relentlessly until I have zeroed out every possible scenario of how the light bulb doesn't work in order to eventually find the one way it does. And they end up naming an entire experimentation process called the Edisonian method, which is brute force experimentation, annihilating one idea after another in pursuit of solving one specific problem. And so if Thomas Edison could live in today, I think he would be so jealous to know that I have this opportunity, that everyone has this opportunity of being able to create a figurative glass workshop where the population, the mass population, could look inwards, but instead of doing what Thomas Edison envisioned, which is peeking in to see what he was and see what he was building as the future today, I want it to be a collaborative platform where the stage is set, the live stream is going. We've got 4 or 5 different cameras. We've got an entire crew where it's like we're setting it all up, and it's me, not as the lone genius, but as the, hey, we're having this problem with this product. Okay, all right, so on this live stream, guys, we're going to test this product. We're going to beta test it. We're going to try testing it out right now and see if it works. And I have this idea of building out this cardboard desktop recycling machine. Think of like a paper shredder at your house, but just one that's made for cardboard, right? So every Amazon package you receive, you can just run it through this thing and it grinds it up, and it's super simple and slick and sexy and all this stuff, right? So imagine that this is the product that I am demoing in this glass workshop, right? And I have a live stream of 100 people, and we run it through, and the thing explodes, right? We try to run cardboard through it, and the gears start cranking, it slows down, it stops, and then just erupts, it explodes, right? Okay, so now we can go, okay, it exploded. Anyone know why? And have that then go like the community of 35 people goes like, oh, well, it's probably because of the torque. Like you were way too high on the torque, and there was too much power that was going in, and you didn't feed it quick enough. So you need to have a better feeding mechanism, or you need to lower the torque. Okay, great. So I'm going to take note of that. And this discussion happens about why this didn't work the way it was supposed to work. And then someone says, yeah, well, I think it might actually be like an energy thing. I don't think it's necessarily like a mechanical issue. I think it might be an energy issue, right? And I could go, okay, well, does anyone know anything about like energy and transforming energy from mechanical into potential into electrical or whatever? And just like the scenario I gave, no one raises their hand. But then you have one person that goes, I don't, but I do know someone who is an engineer, a mechanical engineer, a software engineer, an electrical engineer. I'm going to get him on the next call, tell him about the problem that just happened, and then let's see if that helps solve the problem. And then I spend the next week, and the whole thing is like a fixer-upper for a car. Like, when, those houses, those reality TV shows where people go and like fix a house. They go into this house and they're like, oh my gosh, it's got great bones, but it's absolutely disgusting and ugly. We're going to see if we can't rebuild this thing and freshen it up and make it all beautiful. And then the whole episode is just how they take this ugly, yucky, godforsaken home, and then they transform it over the episode into this beautiful home. It's all fixed and all that stuff. And along the way, right, they are running into problems, and they're like, oh man, how do we solve this problem? And then they have a painter, right? Or in a normal hero's journey, they have like a sage or a mentor or a wise wizard who they're like, hey, we're running into this problem. How do you fix it? And they come in and they fix it, and they've got this weird personality, and it adds to the whole episode. But you go through this journey of them taking a crap house and turning it into an amazing house, and they call it a fixer-upper. And then you go through all of the interactions these people have while they fix the house until it's this beautiful thing. Let's do the same concept, but it's just with products. And so we do the whole demonstration, right? The live demo, it doesn't work. The next week is literally like me going to my machinist and me taking the audience's information and pulling it into, my fabricator, and we're building all these parts, and we're meeting all these weird, dorky people, and it's all shot because everyone has like these interesting personalities, and it just all works together. We run into these problems we didn't think we were going to run into, but we run into them anyways. Right? So that come next Saturday, the next time we're supposed to demo and we do another live stream, I've got V2 of the cardboard shredder with all the advice and the input from the audience the entire journey that's been documented basically up until this point. And prior to the live demo, it's a 1 hour episode of the last week. And it's all put together, and it's like, we go here and then we go there, and then there's this problem, this problem, this problem. And then the episode ends, the live stream begins, and it's like, okay, guys, here we have the product. I walk up on stage, and then it's like, okay, guys, let's try it out and see if it works. And if it doesn't, we go through the whole same process over. If it does work, then it moves on to like, okay, we need to find a factory who can help us batch manufacture this one part. Does anybody know of a supplier who has a bunch of CNC machines who can help us manufacture this specific part, this specific gear, and this specific metal? And we go through the same process again. We co-innovate together so that we can share with everyone. Co-innovate together to share with everyone. And that's like deeply moving. Like, wouldn't that be amazing to like build that kind of platform where people are coming together and we're all trying to solve a problem together? And it's fun and it's exciting. We don't know where it's going to go, but we've all got like this one unified mind, this hive mind of like, how do we fix this? How do we solve this together? And create that kind of platform, not so that Carey, like Thomas Edison, could take all the glory because he was this lone genius, this lone inventor, but more to be able to create the platform so that it becomes what's called anti-fragile. It actually gets better because of chaos. And this infrastructure is built in place so that when a really good idea comes about, and it likely will not come from me. It might come from some random person out in the ether in India who happens to stumble upon one of the YouTube live streams, who goes, oh, that's actually a really cool product, and follows along in the journey and goes like, oh man, this guy's Carey has created this like platform where like you can create these real products, and then you have this entire community that's like helping to fix it and change it and make it something actually amazing and impactful. But I have this idea that's going to solve cancer. And how amazing that we've built this platform that allows him to be able to accelerate the experimentation, tapping into the collective genius of humanity to be able to solve this problem. Cancer, energy crisis, world hunger, like global problems. And it's taking this approach of like, how do we solve this? No one cares about money. We're not here to get rich. Like we're not here about fame. We're here about solving real problems, doing something impactful and useful. And this has become a platform that over time, people have become accustomed to, look forward to, and then contribute to. And so this is so ridiculous. But like, that's what I think I really want to do, is I want to be able to create a community like this. And this is the very first video that I've ever done, live stream with a community, where eventually it turns into an ongoing co-innovation hub where we co-innovate together to then share it with everyone. And I think that like is like deeply beautiful, and like something I would be so proud to like show my kids. Because there's got to be someone who has some great idea and literally lacks the resources to be able to make that idea benefit humanity. And so it forever remained just an idea. So, yeah. Okay. All right, we're at 34 people. Still, good. Anyways, thanks you guys again. I really appreciate you listening to my soap op. I'm very excited about this. Like I said, I need 100 people to pre-order the product. And I'm going to blitz through these last few questions if there are any. In making stories and memorable images make them joy. Sounds like you would like to be an Oppenheimer. Oh, yeah, I've never thought of that. Huh. And then let's see. You got some cardboard. Da-da-da-da. I don't know if it would be adding to value to the customer in the Jiffy packaging. If it was a holster to keep the Jiffies from peeling off. Okay. Hearing your story. Still here. Alex R. Cross. You're the man, dude. Have you been here this whole time? We'll see. I'll just text you later. Guys, thanks again. I'm going to end the stream. And, well, you'll probably hear from me via email and a Kickstarter update. Yes, that's exactly what I want. I don't even care about being the genius. All I care about is really just like creating an environment that helps to create genius. Yes. Yeah, creating an environment that helps to nurture other creators or nurture other geniuses or nurture just ideas that blossom into something that is profoundly impactful. That is very meaningful. That is something that like I could do the rest of my life, is building something like that. Not a specific product, but a platform, an infrastructure that does just that. Creating an environment where other people could thrive. And those other people are specifically people behind ideas or products that have the potential of blessing humanity. Yeah. Alan Horn, you're the best, man. All right, you guys. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon.